birth and pregnancy is such a transformative experience. You know, I obviously just shared a little bit with Z about birth in a lot more like depth, but it is a really transformative experience. That's probably the best word for it. You know, you go through a whole rebirth, you have a whole adjustment. But one keynote I was just mentioning to Z is that I feel the second time I didn't have that like grief of maiden to motherhood, that like loss of myself, the loss of my life, and like that adjustment that I had to have the first time round. It felt like the second time I didn't really have that experience. You know, she just like slotted into a life where I was already tailoring to another little tiny human. So it was like a really smoother transition. I think having a second child closer to having, you know, my first, there's the 2 under 2. So I have the 2 under 2 years old, which is a wild ride. But yeah, it's definitely just makes me question everything, makes me unravel so many layers. And I feel going through these experiences after also being in spirituality like 10 years, 12 years, when I go through pregnancy and birth, it's genuinely the most I learn about myself. And I gain like so much healing and expansion and like the ability to look through my shadows by going through them journeys. So yeah, I always say it's just a roller coaster ride, and it's important to just allow yourself to surrender to it as much as possible with also being grounded.